And we're live. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. This is Mike Payne of The Workshop. We are here every Monday with me, but the rest of the week we also do shows. So please do tune in and check out all the acts from across North America, if not the globe. I've only encountered people from North America myself. I'm from Canada. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. And we have Sandra. Sandra, where are you from? Sandra Risser?
I hear you. I'm mute. I'm from Concord, without an E, outside of San Francisco.
San Francisco. Cool. Awesome. And so West Coast, trouble with the air, of course.
Yeah.
And Erin, where are you from?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Baltimore, Maryland. Perfect.
Where they shot the wire.
Patrick, Sandra Risser, and myself, Mike Payne. We are The Workshop tonight. We've all been assigned a topic about a week ago and have written a 3 to 5 minute set on that topic. What we do is we do our set, and then everybody shares feedback on it, tags, etc., try to make it better, tell us what pieces of crap. No, that part's not fun. But, yeah, just work on it together. This is an uncensored show, so, if you're a little more prone to being upset about things that are said by people, maybe don't watch this show. It's okay. We'll be all right. We have 2 audience members. We have 1 audience member now. I just lost one of our audience members. I've already walked someone during the show, guys. This is fantastic. I'm loving it already. That being said, I'm going to get us started with my topic today, which is chemical spills. It's a weird topic. I'm used to them being one word, so you can kind of twist and turn it. So I wrote kind of a ranty thing. None of it's good, but it doesn't matter. You guys ever do salvia divinorum? It's like a narcotic. It causes you to have this really intense hallucination. It was actually legal in Ontario until very, very recently because it was being used for native ceremonies as well. That's basically the Wikipedia part of my set. So it's like a chemical spill in your brain that hijacks you for a few minutes of raw visual and auditory hallucinations. That's how I know nasal is the new anal, and in the ear is the other oral. It's like being beached next to the Exxon Valdez as it farts out its last yawn of crude into grandma's vagina of the world. The word Gulf does not come close to describing the armpit that forms the point where Florida ends and Texas begins. Well, it does, really. That's Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana, or MAL for short. Malicious, malignant, and mallows. Why mallows? Because a little sweet to cap off the train wreck that is the Gulf of Mexico. You know what I'm saying? All the Gulf states should have football teams named after oily seabirds. Not the specific name, like the Arlington Seagulls, more like the Shreveport Shithawks. Okay, I'll take it easy. I'm from Canada. If the NFL expanded into Canada, you'd have yet another example of how we don't know how not to name things the same in the same league. The Canadian Football League literally has 2 Rough Riders. Not 2 guys named Steve with ruler tattoos on their arms, but 2 teams named the Rough Riders. My point is, we would definitely have the Ottawa Canada Geese and the Calgary Cobra Chickens. Fucking Calgary, bud. Love their comedy scene. I really do. That's where Scott's from. He's the guy who actually organizes all this. And I do love their comedy scene. But some of the people remind me of the guy I caught huffing soiled baby diapers behind a pharmacy in Hamilton. Must be the chemicals spilling out, eh, bud? I used to spill chemicals directly into my nose for a spell. I once found 5 vials of ketamine at a bar and did it all in 4 days. It was like, taking all the traumatic events of your life and spreading them out like an emotional river, and then being a fish going in and out of these memories. The good part is it causes time travel, which I found is simple math plus drugs. It's basically multiplied by 2. 5 vials equals 10 years. What I'm saying is I woke up last week, and the best part is no withdrawal, Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thanks very much. I'm Mike. I would love to hear some feedback from some people in the audience at home, as well as the two lovely performers present here.
What was the first term that you said? Like the very first chemical? It was like the first line of your set.
Salvia divinorum.
Yeah, I had never heard of that before.
You know, a lot of people haven't. It's just a really heavy narcotic. It's a heavy hallucinogen.
Okay.
So yeah, they use it for native rituals. Basically, you take it and you fall into your couch for 10 minutes, and then you come back out.
Okay.
And there's nothing It's
so
one of those
is there like a group of people that would definitely know that term?
Yeah, there would be, but I mean, I can use more accessible drugs like acid or something like that because I think that would be an immediate connection. So yeah, I think you drawing attention to that's a good thing.
Yeah. Like if you, sorry, go ahead, Sandra.
No, I was just going to say, but it's what you were just saying, to use a drug would know. I was really lost for the longest time until I realized what kind of chemical spills you were talking about.
Right.
So, yeah, having for us older people or people that aren't much into the drug scene
Sure.
Anymore.
Not anymore either. It's been 12 years.
We all know acid. We all know LSD.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's things that even my parents knew the names of. So I think that would get us on the right track sooner.
Yeah, you're right entirely.
Yeah.
I wrote it down.
Then I might include in your rant about them every once in a while. What happens if this drug spills?
Okay.
Not just the taking of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? No. We have 2 viewers and no comments right now.
Yeah. No, I loved your acronym.
My what?
Your acronym, the states.
Oh yeah.
That was cool.
I was like, yeah, that can spill into something. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Thank you. Though.
I also like the quick wordplay of nasal is the new anal and ear is the new oral. Like there's like a bada bing kind of feel.
Yeah,
like that. Stuff. Like because those are words you could easily get tripped over. So like when a comic can say a phrase or a term that I'm like, if I try to repeat it, I'm like, it makes it seem like they know their stuff a lot more and they really thought about it and they're really sharp.
Right.
So like that. But I did know, I was like, you said Rough Riders like 6 times and there were 0 references to DMX. I was a little like,
oh no,
I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like that's kind of universal. So.
Oh, for sure. You know what? I'm gonna throw that in there for sure.
Even with the, R, like just, we got 2 Rough Riders. R, like, yeah, I don't know. So.
Right. DMX. Perfect. That's awesome. I like that. DMX. It's true though. We have 2 Canadian Football League teams called the Rough Riders, and there's only 9 teams, 8 teams. It's stupid. It's really dumb. And in fact, the only city that watches Canadian football seems to be Hamilton, which is a small city near Toronto. Anyway, it's a lot of inside stuff there, unless you're from here. But
it's one of my favorite things about coming on the workshop is I learned so much about Canada.
yeah. Because me and Scott are from here. Ashwin, actually. Who isn't from Canada?
Football, American football, or soccer, or Australian football?
Sorry, I missed that entirely.
I said, when you say the Canadian Football League, what kind of football is it?
It's the kind we play in North America.
Okay, it is.
Yeah, we're not European.
Yeah.
Although that being said, we do have the Toronto Football Club, which is TFC, and that's soccer.
If you're going to talk about one, I would maybe, and it may be a whole other thing.
Yeah, I try to stay out of sports because I don't know a lot about sports. So I just a little bit. Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a sports dude. I'm an art guy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not big, but I have now seen Australian football, and it fascinates me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it all the young men pushing and shoving?
They have 3 goal posts on each side, and they are at different heights. It's a combination of American football, soccer, rugby. I mean, they have the ball is always in play, but they're dressed more like soccer people, but you can tackle. I mean, it is one of the wildest games you'll ever see.
I heard they have more spitting, though, you know? Like they like to grab each other and go, "Pa! There you go, buddy."
I think that's how they say it too. But
Yeah.
I envision it. Totally big, ripped guys just tearing each other apart.
Just tearing each other. Pa, buddy. That's funny. Oh man. Oh,
no, but if you're not, you said you don't know a lot about sports. That's your whole bit of, I don't know a lot about sports, but I can do math, and we got 9 teams, and 2 of them are called the Rough Riders. Like, I know people like DMX, but I mean, geez, like
that's a good joke. I like that. Yeah. It might have been done though, realistically, in this country. It looks like kind of an easy one from that perspective, but I do like the inclusion of the DMX thing anyway.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to go into that and make that part bigger, I would also go into the broadcasting of the game. The Rough Riders have the ball; they just hand it off, but the Rough Riders tackled the Rough Riders who didn't. And
get into a wordplay argument about a play-by-play. Yeah. No, that's actually a good angle too. I like it. All right, well, let's move it along. I'm just going to go clockwise from my perspective here. So we have one comment from Twitch. It's from Benjamin Chode, who simply says, "Yeah." Thanks, buddy. Okay. So next up to the stage, everybody. She's absolutely hilarious. Please put your hands together for none other than the very funny Sandra Risser.
Hello. I'm actually getting my clock going so that I can time myself here a little bit. And my topic is faith. I mean, there are all different kinds of faith. There are those who have faith in God, faith in the Lord. But that is not really all faith is about. When we go to bed at night, we have faith that we're going to wake up in the morning. And when we wake up in the morning, we have faith, even though we haven't done a thing, that when we look out the window, the world's still going to be there. Faith is a belief in something is going to happen or will continue happening. And did you ever think that you have faith in that you are really there? That you are a person? Think how realistic the people in your dreams are. Maybe, just maybe, we're in somebody else's dream and we don't exist at all. They're going to wake up in the morning and poof, we'll be gone. So that's another kind of faith. I have faith that someday here in California, we're going to be able to breathe again. That we're going to be able to go outside and the sky is not going to be orange. If I look out my window now, and because it is daytime still here, for you on the East Coast, but the view I can normally see looks like it is all fogged in. And then you go out into this fog, and what do you find out it is? It is dust. It is ash. There is a layer of ash over everything. So I have to have faith that someday that is going to go away. Well, at least it's going to go away before California falls into the ocean because of climate change, the rising tides, and an earthquake. But every time we get in an airplane, we have faith that that plane's going to take off and it's going to land safely. Nothing funny about it. Faith is just something that is there. And I never hit the time button, so I have no clue how much longer I've got. I think maybe I've covered faith.
Yeah. Thanks, Sandra. All right, we got Josiah Jones coming in right now. Everybody say welcome, Josiah.
Hey,
Josiah.
Hello, everybody.
All right, cool. So I've already done my set. Sandra's already done her set. I think you managed to catch that. So would you like to start us off with some tags for Sandra?
I like the in the beginning when she was saying like different people have faith believing in like certain things like God or whatever. It's like she could like spin it and be like, or I don't know, like she can take a real religious turn on it and then like go take two lefts in the other direction. Like I need help doing tags myself, so I don't know what to tell Sandra.
I liked how when you asked the question, do you really think you're a person? And you like, I don't even know if you realized this, but the way you leaned into the camera and like, do you really think you're a person? Like just that little extra of like, do you like, yeah. I love that. And I loved how when you were talking about dreams, I don't know if anybody else picked this up, but there started to be like an echo and it was like, I was in a dream. And I was like, is she like a tech wizard? Is she doing that on purpose? Like,
that's cute. I had one to add, kind of. It was like faith, as in the name, just describing different kinds of faith. It's faith, as in the name of your first car that was held together by duct tape and faith, something like that.
Yeah. And I forgot about Faith the stripper.
Yeah, there's faith the stripper too. Or Destiny. What about Destiny?
Destiny.
Yeah. We had this from the Peanut Gallery. That's awesome. Benjamin Chode says Sandra speaks the truth. Amen, Sandra. And finally, wow, Josiah looks a lot like Richard Ayoade. And we might have missed this. This is something rare on this show, but he also had this before. Feel that? You feel that? That's real applause, guys. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Benjamin. Cool. Let's keep this this going here. Did we have any other comments for Sandra before we move on?
Not to go back to music again, but you got through a whole set of faith and you didn't mention George Michael's once.
I was thinking that too.
The whole time. Or Limp Bizkit, whichever childhood you had. If it was good or bad. I don't know.
I grew up with Elvis.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Like you guys were neighbors, or?
No, but I gotta tell you this though.
Sorry, it was right there. It was right there.
Totally off. I saw Elvis, and the tickets were $2.50 and $5. It was in 1959 or 60, 58, 59, 60.
Were the pennies still made of wood? I'm just teasing. Come on. Did you still have midgets on a wheel and call it diesel? Like, was that a thing back then? Josiah and anybody listening right now, this is an uncensored show, so we say some ridiculous shit. Just FYI. So nothing's personal. It's just for funsies. All right, so let's move this along. Next up is none other than the very funny Erin Patrick. Everybody put your hands together, please.
Oh, yeah. So I had the term abstinence, and that it's kind of a hard one. Sorry, that didn't hit like I thought it would. Anyway, I mean, that I I thought it was a good choice, Scott, picking a married guy to talk about abstinence. It's really nice to kind of have a somewhere I kind of feel comfortable and I kind of knowledgeable about it. But I'm really comfortable talking about the subject matter, if you couldn't tell. Anyway, so I was trying to write lately. I've been trying to write more clean and a little less blue, but I just kept coming back to this idea of abstinence and the color blue fitting together somehow, but I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just blocked up, I guess. I don't know. I'll move on. So I decided to kind of take. I know, Mike, you had mentioned about the Wikipedia part of your set, so this is going to be mine.
Right.
I know we're not sponsored here at the workshop, but
This happened.
Wikipedia, I'm sure they're listening. Or, well, I mean, we're all Wikipedia anyway. Okay, so I decided to take a more educational route to my material and found out that abstinence is actually the most effective way to prevent pregnancy. Pretty interesting stuff. I also started digging a little deeper, and I learned that abstinence has been looked at through history. According to Pythagoras, 6th century BCE, just to be clear, sex should only be permitted in the winter, since promiscuity would run rampant in the summer. This idea had merged with Zoroastrian, I think is how you pronounce it. Don't fact check me. This idea of good and evil and a philosophy known as Gnosticism, which influenced Christian and Islamic attitudes. You know what? I think talking about abstinence and the history of it might be more better at preventing pregnancy than just abstinence itself. But anyway, so I'll move on. Now, let me see. Where am I at here? Okay. So if you're okay, that was it. Yeah, like the history of abstinence. Like if you're looking to kill the mood on a Friday night, try my new book, The History of Abstinence. If you weren't getting any before reading this book, you're still not. Okay, so but there was this one historic fact I did find that I liked. It had to do with Frederick Nietzsche, I think it was what it is, Nietzsche. I'm not good at pronunciations. There you go. So it's this idea that the reabsorption of semen by the blood perhaps promotes the stimulus of power. So in other words, those in power are usually frustrated in more ways than just one. Which, you know what I thought back to? I've been rerunning a lot of Game of Thrones, and that's a perfect reason why Joffrey was such a jerk. If only Tyrion's whole plan of sending him some company had actually worked, maybe he would have calmed down a little bit. Maybe he'd still be on the Iron Throne, and maybe still talking about Game of Thrones wouldn't be the third best way to prevent pregnancy. So that is it. That is my set. So I went a little longer with some of the bits. Yeah, that is it. That is my time.
Yeah, thanks, Erin.
Yep.
Wait, I liked your start with the topic abstinence. You tried to do just a definition joke off the top. I was thinking, my topic's abstinence. It just seems a little dry.
Oh yeah, I went with that's a hard one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. I think that hits a little bit better.
I like to be married, so I should know about so I know about abstinence.
Yeah.
that is a great one. But now
I like when you said about abstaining.
Oh yeah.
I like when you said about it's like it can help you, abstinence keep you from having a baby, and then I was thinking of, so it's birth control if you can't abstain.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I was working around some ideas of birth control, but that hit a little bit too close to home for me. So
I was going to say, don't forget besides the aspirin between the knees is a good birth control.
Well, that's an oldie but a goodie, eh?
I had not heard about that one, but I'm writing that down.
It just keeps the legs closed. That's all.
Maybe we just did it when I was younger. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to write cleaner, I am finding real hard finding tags or things to say that don't go the other direction.
I'll go in any
Yeah.
direction you want. It's fully embraced here.
Yeah. I'll be honest though, I am legitimately I've been trying through this pandemic to work a little bit more more clean and less blue and stuff like that. So I was like, how can I talk about this and not, it's gotta be like a bunch of innuendos and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I was playing off of.
Right.
And I feel there's something in the reabsorption of semen is power. Maybe talk about Samson of the long hair, Samson and Delilah, or Cleopatra and Caesar, but bring it into the
Yeah, give some more specifics. Yeah, reabsorption of semen is not a term you should just skip over as a comic. I felt really bad. I was like, there's got to be something there.
Yeah, that's the way I
It'll
think
come to you.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, our next comic. Oh, there he is. He just reappeared magically on my screen. That was awesome. Like literally, it took a second for your video to catch up, so you just magically appeared. I was like, "Are you David Blaine?" Uh-oh, Josiah's chopping a little bit. Can you hear me, Josiah?
I'm hearing you guys in and out. My phone is very choppy now.
Yeah, really choppy. Well, you want to give it a go?
Just say it again, Mike.
Do you want to try your set now?
Yes. Can you
No.
guys hear me okay?
Go. Please go.
Nope, now you're frozen.
All right, I'm gonna probably if I skip or anything, Jen, just let me know what you didn't hear or what you did hear.
It's fun to pretend sometimes.
Okay, I'm gonna just do my set. Mike told me to talk about spines. Okay, Mike told me to talk about spines, and I thought of the most horrible thought that I could think of as a person. What if you was born without a spine, and as you grew up and developed, like the worst thing in life wouldn't be to be paralyzed anymore because you don't have a spine, but you can still walk. Other things about a spine, if men didn't have spines, would we be more tempted to fillet ourselves? And if we fillet ourselves, would that make us gay? Or would homosexuality be totally out of the picture because women could fillet themselves too? So it makes you wonder, like, without a spine, will we have the temptation to actually sexually gratify our own self without a spine? Which leads me to the thing that you can ever tell somebody, you can call them a spineless dog. Have you ever seen a spineless dog? Like, how do they walk? Like, I can imagine just crawling on his belly like this. Like, that's horrible to be called a spineless dog. So I was thinking about things of that, like tonight. Thing which I hate's the worst without that has a spine is a centipede. I hate when I try to cut a centipede, it keeps going. I'm like, ooh, I hate its spine. What else? That's pretty much. Thank y'all for listening.
Thank you very much, Josiah. So right off the top, when you started talking, well, it's not off the top, in the middle, you were talking about self-fellatio and how if it's gay, it's not gay, it's just self-serve.
like ice cream.
Yeah. Thank you for connecting the dots.
You said it just
I want to watch a podcast with Sandra so bad.
I kind of want to do a podcast with Sandra, just the two of us.
Yes.
Sometimes thoughts pop into my head. Sometimes.
Oh, it's the same for all of us, for sure. I can't help it.
On a spineless person or spineless.
Yeah, I'd get into like invertebrates.
You know those balloon things that wave in front of car dealerships and things?
Like Pilates instructors?
No, but I think that if you didn't have a spine, yeah, you would
Yeah,
just kind of roll. You, yeah, something about you would just kind of be a balloon.
it's a job opportunity.
Very good. That's, you're doing it good.
Wow.
I have a side job, so
Is that cardio for the day? Let's try it.
You said fillet like 7 times, and I was just like, I just kept thinking of Chick-fil-A, like
Filleting.
oh, filleting, yeah. I don't know. I just heard fillet, so I was just like, no spine. Would you fillet yourself? It's like I prefer a Chick-fil-A, but filleting and I don't know. I kept hearing that, and I was like, or like a fish fillet or something. I don't know, something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You go to McDonald's for your filleting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always feel
I'm
down
logging-
on yourself
I'm logging.
when you
hey,
do
Mike,
that
I'm
too.
logging in on my other phone so that I can actually hear what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
So
Come back.
You're gonna see. It's gonna look like I'm logging in again, but
I
it's like
see it.
I'm not a ghost.
Yeah, because this iPhone is trash.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, you guys are back. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really easy. This lobby is really easy to use. This is much better than using Zoom. StreamYard, it's so much easier.
Yes, now I can hear you guys perfectly.
That's great.
All I saw was Erin's hands going up and down.
No, it's okay. If you don't have a spine, you'll be like one of those balloons in front of a car.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Those advertisements, those advertisers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called, but that's what I thought about.
Little floaties.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And that would be a great act out.
Oh my goodness.
All right, you guys good? You want to move on to doing our actual sets now? Like our actual material? What do you think? Are we good?
Yes.
Yeah, butter.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna go
So
through
you
some
going-
notes I have.
You're going clean, Erin?
I'm trying to.
Rock out.
Yeah.
All right. So first of all, is John Candy a big deal down there? Like, was he a big star, John Candy?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's Canadian and he's the biggest star that we lost, pretty much. You know what I mean? At one point.
Wow.
No, I'm just curious, like what impact it would have. Because the first thing that I'm working on is I'm turning 40 this Thursday, and
Congratulations.
so I've been working. Thank you. I've been working on some really cheesy 40. I'm turning 40 material,
Mhm.
and so I've got. I'm turning 40 this week, and I'm as heavy as John Candy was before he died at 44. Like I knew that I was going to make it, you know. I do have like a real superpower now though, because I'm turning 40, and that's 20/20 vision, and it's not even store bought. It's a couple big naturals right here, you know. That's about what that deserves. Did you guys hear about the 500 cases of COVID that came out of one stripper's vagina here in Toronto?
Nope.
That should have been international news. I swear to God. Yeah, this one. A guy was interviewed, and he's like one of the guys who got it. And he's been interviewed, and he goes, "Yeah, her name was Corona. She gave me a bona." You know. I'm sure, like many of us, we've been sitting at home for a little while, you know, jerking off a lot, and I don't know about anybody else, but I found some people in porn that I know. But what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to stop? Or should I politely finish to acknowledge their body of work? Like what I'm trying to say is I'm really happy that my brother has a job and that my stepmom found her passion, you know? What, Sandra? They get to work together now. It's okay. Okay, I have this one story. I don't even know. I'm trying to restructure it and everything else. It's so when I was a teenager, I used to have to take the subway to go to school every day. It was 45 minutes of transit every day. And it's kind of a scary thing when you're 14. You're just starting out, right? But there was some regularity in my life because I'd get onto the subway, and right across from me was this guy. I called him Aqua Velva, because he came in a little bit disheveled, and he would take 2 bottles out of his bag and put it on the seat next to him. One was green and one was blue. And he would pick up the green one, unscrew the cap, and he would drink the Aqua Velva like shaving balm to his face because it's high alcohol, right? And then he would sip the blue one all the way to his stop, which was right before my stop every day. Now, this was fine. You know, he would just nod and go about his business. And then one day, we're sitting across from each other, little nod, and down at the other end of the subway car, so the other end of the train, we hear this one guy just go, ah! And I just look over like this. This guy, this fucking crazed, like disheveled guy, looks at me and just goes, ah! And he starts fucking running at me down the train. And I'm just getting real worried. I don't know what to do. I'm just sitting in my seat, just waiting to get fucking hit. You know, just waiting to get hit like that. No, I'm just kidding. Just waiting to get hit. And then this guy, he's almost at me. And that's when I smell that familiar alcohol odor as Aqua punches the guy in the face to defend me. Like, what I'm trying to say, guys, is that I had an Aquaman as a teenager. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for saving me. That was so amazing. And he just leaned in and he said, you're mine. That's a fun one. I like it. It's just got a bit of fat. I gotta punch up like a midsection because it's not quite landing in the middle. Oh, and then this is a more controversial one, I guess. But it's about this guy. So when I was a kid, you know, you guys remember being kids and you get your allowance, a little bit of change in your pocket, cling clang in your pocket. You're walking down to the corner store, the corner grocery store. You walk in the front door, and there's Gus. Good old Gus, just sitting at the counter. What a great guy Gus was, you know? And you'd walk up to him, and you'd get your penny candies, and you'd slam your change in the counter, and he'd smile at you, and you'd be on your way. Now, Gus was a bit of an idiot savant. You know, somebody who is exceptionally good at something, but the rest of their life is in complete disarray. Like, they need to be taken care of, you know? Except that Gus fucked kids. No, wait. He was really good at it. Like, no complaints. 5 stars. That's a new one that I'm working on and did not land, and that's okay. All right, that's it for me, guys.
Right.
You are a wonderful storyteller.
Oh, thank you.
When you were doing
rock and roll.
Yeah, when you were doing the Aqua story, I looked at me and I know I was like this listening, and so was everybody else. And we all, the ending of it was absolutely fantastic. But on your John Candy one, I think you've got it backwards. You almost start out with the punchline because John Candy died at 44. I'm almost 44. I mean, I'm almost 40 or just turned 40. And then it's what's going to happen.
Okay. I don't remember exactly how I told it, but yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
Yeah. John Candy dying at 44 is really the premise that you're as
well, no, it's that I weigh as much as John Candy did.
And then
I
weigh as much as John Candy did. Am I going to die or am I not going to die?
I feel like that doesn't clarify the premise. It actually, it does the opposite in that particular case. Because the premise is not that. Who's that? Josiah, is that your end? Do you have friends and family there, Josiah?
No, just my wife and her best friend.
Let me say hi.
She's actually walking out the door. As you can hear, my door
Well, goodbye
applauds
then.
me it applies every time that I open the door.
We can't even get people in the room.
You're freaking me out, dude. Sorry, Sandra. Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from. I'll look at the structure though. I'll try it a few different ways. I've tried it a few times live now, and it does pretty well, but it depends on how I enter. So because if I use it right away, it's borderline too sad. That's the edgy part of it, because it talks about a sad subject right away. So I try to put in a couple jokes in.
Okay.
I swear, everything you're doing, Sandra, is on purpose.
Oh my god! All right, did you guys have any other comments for me?
I laughed at the fat part. I liked the fat part.
Yeah. It's true. I wait
because it's like you're the same weight as a 44-year-old, and you're not 40 yet, and he was fat.
Yeah, and he died.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, like, is this my fate to be fat and dead?
Yeah.
But you can say that because, like, if I said that, they'll say I was a fat shamer. But you can say it, and it's funny because you're like, hey, this is my reality.
It's mine. Yeah.
You're right. You're like, I'm owning it.
You got to qualify.
He's dead. I'm here.
Days, right? You have to qualify for jokes these days, it seems.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. The world is too brittle.
It is. It totally is, man. It's crazy. But this is just the other end of that rubber band. And we'll end up evening out eventually. But that's okay.
So to go in with the being in your 40s and talking about people that died, I just because I just turned 34, and so when I was coming up on my birthday, I started thinking, okay, and I started realizing, okay, so like one of my favorite actors is Chris Farley. He died when he's 33. John Belushi died when he's 33, and started thinking, I'm glad to be out of the 33 club, so I don't be compared to some of the greatest comedians of all time, Chris Farley, John Belushi, and of course Jesus. But now I just get compared to the 34 club, which is Jeffrey Dahmer. But man, that guy knew how to kill. But what I was thinking for years, I immediately go to who are 40 people that died when they were 40. So like whenever you're coming up on a birthday, so like for you, it's John Lennon, not John Legend. Sorry, internet. Sorry.
He's not 40 yet, is he?
That's how we go viral. No, but John Lennon, Paul Walker, and Edgar Allan Poe. I feel like Paul's been gone enough time that we could start bringing him into the fold of the world of comedy.
Start walking him back in.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe something there. But I like the idea of kind of bringing in somebody that everybody knows and making it personal to you. I like that idea.
Thanks. Yeah, that's great. Well, thanks very much, guys. Let's. There's no more comments from home. Add comments home. We like your comments. I like sharing them live. They're fun. Okay, with that being said, we're going to move it along to our next performer, Sandra Risser, everybody. Put your hands together.
Oh, hello. I have to say, you are three really good-looking young men. And I'd like to say, I remember when I used to date good-looking young men. But I don't. But I do remember the Alamo. I am proud to say that at my age, my husband and I, well, we've been married for 30 years and we still share the same bed. Yeah, he sleeps in it days and I sleep at it nights when I'm not sleeping around. Getting older is challenging. Last year, I broke my wrist. Then about a week after I got the cast off, I broke a bone in my foot. Teach my husband and I not to try new positions. We now stick with the old tried and true position, back to back. I've figured out that men my age often take Viagra so they can have sex whenever they want. Unfortunately, a lot of them sprain their wrist. Now, I admit my aging brain doesn't always understand the younger generation. I I get kind of a big charge out of some of the new ideas around, and like the penchant for smart things. I mean, today everything has to be smart. There are smartphones, smart washers, smart homes, smart speakers, smart water, smart design, smart communication, smart union, smart games, smart clothes, smart trees, smart towels, smart laundry, smart roads, smart bridges, smart jewelry, smart shoes, smart nails, smart bunions, smart warts, and smart wrinkles. But let's look at a couple of these and see how smart they really are. If homes were so smart, they wouldn't let relatives and freeloading children back in. They'd kick them out. If speakers were so smart, why don't they quit working when somebody says something dumb? And smart water. Now, that is one of the dumbest things I have ever heard of. People that drink smart water are the only people that are dumb enough to spend $3 for a liter of water. And they sit around going, oh, you drink regular water? Well, it doesn't have the electrolytes like this does. It's not healthy for you. I mean, they act like drinking smart water is the fountain of youth. No, drinking $3 a liter bottle of water is the fountain of poverty.
Mm.
I mean, well, I think that Wall Street has it right. They said that more money is on the smart con man who convinced people to make him rich by paying him $3 a bottle for water and buying his book, Buying Water for Dummies. My take on the whole situation is everybody wants to have smart things because the more smart things they have, the dumber they're getting. And I will say quickly, life's a bitch, and then you die. In the famous words of Michael Jackson, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. I've been both.
Oh, Sandra, thank you for that. When you said, you're so old you remember the Alamo, I felt like a better way to do that would be, I do remember someone from my youth. I think his name was Alamo,
Oh,
Just make it into a vague memory because that's more of a stereotype.
yep.
And I felt like your story needed more turns and just some punching up in certain areas. Just a couple like misdirects because as of right now it's a story, but it could be more stand-up-y. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just turns.
That's a whole new way for me to try doing things.
Yeah.
I think I have an example that might work.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you've been married for 30 years. You talked about you and your husband, like you sleep at during the day, he sleeps at night. And then you mentioned something about sleeping around. So something like we've been married for 30 years and we both sleep around. Like he sleeps around 10 and it's like, and he sleeps around 10 at night and I sleep, after he's done snoring or like something like where it's like we think you're talking about sleeping around like having sex with other people, but actually it's just you sleep around different times of the day.
Okay.
I mean, you're making it into an illusion. I would have made it more of a direct, like saying, my husband, he's so lazy. He goes to bed at 8:00 every night. That just leaves me to sleep around the house. Like it's just kind of slightly more direct. Or talk about staff or something like that. It just lets me spend more time with Jeffrey, our pool boy. Something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, just create tension.
Your back-to-back line, I like that. That got me. I wrote that down. That was good. And then do you this isn't actually a real question. This is more of like maybe something in that whole like bedroom realm is some sort of like safe word. Like you know, our safe word is, I don't know, like Alamo, if you wanted to do like a call back that quick in your set, but something, you know, that way we never forget it. Yeah, like our safe word is Alamo, so that way we never forget it. You know, remember the Alamo, something. So
Yeah.
Our safe word is depends, because diarrhea is never sexy.
Yeah.
That's a way I wouldn't go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do have a joke about depends. But,
Do you? Yeah.
Not so direct, yeah.
You ever tell it? Well, that depends. Yeah, I get it.
And I feel like your ender, like your closer, I feel like that's either gonna hit really hard and everybody's gonna love it, or it's gonna kind of not. So it's just one of those things where you got to read the room. And if you're like, okay, this is the type of crowd that I can make that sort of like racial joke a little bit like that, but you're a little bit older, so maybe you can get away with it kind of thing, then I would say definitely go for it. But if you're sort of like, I don't like, you're earlier in the show, you don't really know how people are, if they're like, if you listen to other comics and you're like, okay, they're into this kind of stuff, I could do this and get away with it. I would definitely say go for it, because if when it's going to hit real good, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a brand new one. I've never done it for an audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. Are we ready to move on, guys? Thank you very much, Sandra. That was awesome.
Sure.
Okay, next up is Erin Patrick, everybody.
Oh, yeah. All right. So just quick background about me. I am a big, goofy, silly Billy dad type. I love doing dad jokes, like why is it so hard to keep a stick of butter down? Because butter flies. You know, that kind of stuff. Just kind of fun, silly at everything. And but what I'm trying to do a little bit more is to talk more about my professional career, which is I'm a teacher. So I'm going to kind of try some stuff in that realm. It's really new. Haven't really done it too much. So here we go. All right, everybody. All right, everybody, ready? 1, 2, eyes on you. Wait, no, sorry. It's 2, 1, eyes on. No, sorry. What? I remember. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. You guys didn't have that in your elementary school. Let's try this again. All right, let's do it simple. It's a little I say, you say kind of thing. Ready? All right, when I say oh, you say yeah. Ready? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. When I say let's, you say go. Let's.
Go.
All right, we're moving. One more. Stay with me. When I say don't, you say repeat other people. Ready? Don't. All right, good. This is the AP class here. We got it going. Good. I like it. Side note, occasionally I'll get one smart aleck that'll say, don't repeat other people. And I'll be like, all right, I'll see you after class, buddy. So a little bit more about me. I am a librarian. And I know that might surprise some people, but none more than my father-in-law. He was really enjoyed learning that his daughter married, as he likes to call, a male librarian. If you're wondering, did I do the air quotes in the wrong spot? Nope, that's how he says it, a male librarian, which is really fun. He's always saying things like, where's your bun? How many kids did you shush today? And I'm like, okay, I shushed 6, and we've talked about it. It's called male pattern baldness. I'm never going to have that bun going on, but that's okay. I love working with all ages in the library. Like, for example, you work with kids, older kids, younger kids, but my favorite is working with the preschoolers, because you get to hear and get to say things like, if you lick the floor again. And if you're wondering about the rest of that sentence, I've already said it 4 times this week, and if I'm correct, it is Monday. Yes. But the other part that I love about working with the younger kids is I get to help different classes, and one of them is the Valentine's Day party. you know, if you remember, it's that fun day where you come to school, you bring those little cards written out for everybody, and you pretty quickly, at the age of 6, learn where you fall on life's social ladder. Did you get any handwritten ones? Nope. Did you get ones that weren't even written to your name? Yeah. So it's kind of just right there for you. But I will say, honestly, I told some dad jokes earlier. I'll finish up here with a quick story about my son and the whole Valentine's Day. This year I did a little bit of a mix-up. I didn't know that the Valentine's Day party was happening, so I didn't send my kid to school with any Valentines. And so there he was in class. He got Valentines from all his friends, and his teacher's looking at him like, look at this little guy who is just, you know, anarchy of society. I don't give a what. I don't care about anything. And, you know, we had a parent-teacher conference, and it's tough because he's 3. I don't know if I said that, but yeah, parent-teacher conference when your son's 3. That is exciting. But I just had to look at the teacher, and I told her, you know, sometimes you got to remember the words of the great John Bender. Sometimes a screw falls out all the time. The world's an imperfect place. And that is it. That is my set. I'm Aaron Patrick. All right. Usually, I forgot. I usually have a music queued up of the Breakfast Club soundtrack going, and I do the fist bump, and I forgot to have that ready to go. But thanks, guys. Yeah.
I'm glad I could participate. That was cool.
Woo!
Thanks, Erin. That was really awesome. You like to do a lot of word association, which is good. Yeah, and it makes sense with some dad stuff. I feel like with the parent-teacher conferences for 3-year-old, I mean, isn't that like, I don't know, like a plumber asking you for, I don't know. It's there's something there, like something in there. You can make a simile for sure.
Yeah, I've been picking at it, just trying different things, but haven't quite broke through yet with that one.
Yeah, I think that have an emotional intention to it rather than it being like an information, because like right now it kind of feels informative versus it being like I feel this way about this, because that's always the interesting part about, like, for instance, Louis C.K.'s jokes. You know, he always has an angle. It's like, I'm the disheveled dad, I hate my kids, kind of stuff. You know, having a clear point of view really helps.
I think that your father-in-law has got to at some point call you Marion the librarian.
See my
You know, I always wanted my daughter to marry Marion, the librarian, you know, whatever. And let's see what. And what you said to him about licking the floor, that one was very funny. I would like more things that you say to the kids,
Okay.
or that they say to you. Both directions, because, you know, especially the younger ones, anything comes out of their mouths.
Yeah, I've had a kindergartner spit in my face, so.
Yeah, but that's it. You know, they may say something about your beard or your bald, whatever.
What do you really think about me, Sandra?
Hey, my first husband was one a man like you, who had one of the perfect heads. Remember, the rest are covered with hair.
All right.
Okay, that's what I got.
Man.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Josiah, did you have anything to add before we move on?
I was trying to figure out, like, there were breaks in your set that I was trying to catch in and come out, because at the beginning when you were like the call and response part of it, and then I got the ending part, but then it's like I was hoping you to take like one left turn or something. I wanted you to be like extra weird on one of those, but it was like pretty straightforward. Like I was waiting for something real weird to happen, but it never got weird. It just got like, I felt like a teacher was telling me to follow directions.
Get weird. Got it.
Like when you were like when I say this, and then it's like when you guys like I say this, you say that, and it was like something, and then when you jump right into your set, and then when you explain to us what was going to happen, like I want to be surprised, like if you could just surprise us with it and don't say, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys some of these jokes. Here it go. Like if you can just run into it and then just see where they fall at, and then like that, I think that alone is funny, not knowing like what's about to happen on that next spin that you put on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was like
I
I was like when I was hearing it, I was attentive, but I was waiting on them left turns. Like you told me a great story, but I was waiting on some left turns that it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's nice.
Yeah. If we were hanging at a party, you'd be like, oh yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh yeah, it's very clear we all like you. You know, like
Yeah.
This is a safe space. No, but no, I get it. It's you know, a nice guy at a party, you're like, yeah, sure, he's funny, but like if I was on stage at a show, it might not come off as like comedian funny. And so that's why like I said, I'm just trying to get these ideas out of my head, and then but now that's what I'm looking for now, is like where can I find those left turns, those get weird with it a little bit, and not so much just tell a story, but like make it funny and punch it up.
Well, add a layer of narrative to it so that you have something running in the background.
Yeah.
You can execute when you get close to the main punchline, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
And like you're a teacher for real, Erin?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, I would make fun of those kids.
Yeah.
Like how Sandra said, like,
yeah.
Like you got like what grade do you teach?
Middle school and high school, but I've literally taught everything from pre-K up to college prep. So yeah.
Oh man, I would be like, you had to stop little Billy from eating chalk. Then you tasted it and was like, it tastes kind of good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
It'd be funny if you made a joke about college preppers and compared them to Doomsday Prepper.
Okay, college
to Doomsday.
Wow. Because of the doomsday of COVID.
Sure,
yeah.
It's definitely present tense.
I like that. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So that's why I love doing this, because you just get those ideas of like just quick stuff of Yeah.
That's what I like about it too. It does. It's a different perspective taking a look at your material.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
All right, so we ready to move on? Thanks a lot, Erin.
Yep, you're welcome.
Okay, next up, guys, put your hands together for Josiah Jones.
Hey. Hello, white people. I usually start out my set like that. How y'all doing? Usually, majority of places I go is white people, so I like to give y'all a formal greeting and say hello, white people. My mom's white. My dad's missing. White people, don't laugh. He's not missing. He's on a 21-year parental sabbatical. He said he couldn't take it no more, so he took a break, and his break lasted for 21 years. But it hasn't been all bad though, because there's perks with being a black child raised by a white woman. I didn't get a lot of whoopings as a kid. She would try to whoop me, and I would look her right in her face and go all the way back to the 1800s. I would say, "I's gonna bend over. I's gonna let you whoop me, but I's ain't gonna like it. Having my people going through enough, woman." And so she said, "Josiah, you're a horrible son. Why would you say that to me? I'm your mother." And I was like, "But you're not black." And so she would say, "Go to your room and don't come out till you get some manners." And so I would go to my room and I would turn the radio up to the meanest song I could ever play. And the song goes like this: "Kill whitey whitey, kill whitey whitey, die. Kill whitey whitey, kill whitey whitey, die. Kill whitey whitey, kill whitey whitey, die. Die, 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 whitey." And so that hurt her feelings, but it was okay because she still loved me. She my mother. But the other thing is that I hated when she would always put raisins in her potato salad and her coleslaw, as if raisins was the missing ingredients, and all my black friends knew that she was just doing something different that they didn't like. Like, who puts raisins in potato salad and coleslaw? Pick which one you're gonna put this sweet, useless, dried up grape in. But I must admit, white people, that coleslaw was delicious. But I would have to tell my black friends I like the collard greens more, but I didn't. but I had to because I had to maintain my black integrity. So, the other thing, being raised by a white woman, my church experiences were different. First church I ever went through was a Catholic church. I was 18 years old. It was communion. The priest was dipping crackers in juice and putting them in people's mouth. I looked at my mother as an 18-year-old boy. I said, Mama, I don't think I want to go up there. And she said, why? I said, because don't no other grown man supposed to stick anything wet and hard in another man's mouth. Other thing, our music is different, white people. Your music treats Jesus like he's a superhero in church. I heard a song the other day. It said, no walls he won't tear down, lie he won't knock down, coming after me. Overwhelming, reckless love of God. I don't deserve it, but he gave himself for me. That's a wonderful song. But black songs treat Jesus like he's a sugar daddy. I'm gonna tell you it's a black song. How you gonna pay your rent? All your money spent. Baby need a new pair of shoes. And you got a light bill due. Telephone disconnect, waiting on the next paycheck. I'll tell you what you ought to do. Turn it over to Jesus and he work it out. And then the chorus would say, Jesus will work it out. If you let him, Jesus will work it out. If you let him. And I said, who is Jesus? Is he like in heaven? Like Yogi Bear with a dob on, talk about whatever you need, baby girl. Jesus got you covered. All you got to do is give me your heart and I take care of all your bills. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's like, what if Jesus talked like that? What if you were praying to God and you was like, Jesus, I love you. And he was like, I love you too, love mama. Appreciate you. My last one, I was trying to date a girl. She used to be a stripper and she gave her life to Jesus. And she said, in order for me to talk to her, I had to sing her a song, but all I knew was secular songs. So I told her this song. I said, is there any more room for me on that pew in the revival with your Bible? Is there any more room for me on that pew? She said, boy, that is genuine in those jeans. Sing me another song. So I told her, I said, I did T-Pain on her. I said, I'm in love with a Christian. She praising and worshiping Jesus. She lifted her hands. I'm in love with a Christian. Got a body like an angel. And I love it when she praise the Lord. She don't even know me. Yay, yay, yay. But she know G-O-D. Yay, yay, yay. I'ma take her right to that church. Make a wife thing, wife thing. She said, boy, that is T-Pain. I'm in love with a stripper. I said, girl, you know a whole lot of secular songs to be a Christian. She said, sing me one more song. I sung this one song to her, Sandra. I said, hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Let me tell you a little something that you really want to hear. Wait till you see my praise. Wait till you see my praise. You ain't never seen another. Beat the devil up. Beat the devil up. Beat the devil up. Beat the devil up. Like, She said, boy, that's the Yin Yang Twins. And they is not talking about beating the devil up. And furthermore, Jesus is my boyfriend. I said, heifer, you think you the only one he talking to? Jesus is for everybody. That's my time. I'm Josiah Jones.
Josiah. Good job, man. You know, the part where you were talking about like your mom's white, you were saying my mom, I was gonna say your mom, so my mom's white and my dad's a doctor. I'm not sure where. And my white friend asked me if my mother says the N-word, do I have to beat her ass? Boy, that really hates me. Anyway, that's what I got. Oh, and I had one other thing. Just as an aesthetic comment, your T-Pain needs more auto-tune.
You know what? Wow. I never thought of that.
That's all he does, man. That's all he does. He's part of my family, man. Come on.
Yes. Auto-tunes on T-Pain.
Auto-tunes. Like, you could fake it.
Oh, man, yeah. and just start like, cause the mic is so distorted when you put your hand over it.
Sure.
Oh, that'd be crazy if I auto tune that.
If you could do that, you get a lot of eyes.
Okay, I've got a couple things I wasn't sure about because yours is so well put together that it sounds like it's ready for prime time. But when your mother sent you to your room to get some manners, I want to know what you got. You played a song, but what is considered getting manners? Did you get some weed? What did you get? Okay, that's one. And two, the coleslaw, and was that potato salad with raisins?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, you told us the coleslaw was delicious. What about the potato salad? How did it taste?
Right.
Yeah, because that just kind of left me wondering. And then lastly, when you said that Jesus has my heart or takes my heart in one of the songs or things that you said, I want to know what Jesus does with your heart. If he's got it, is he a dumb or what's he do with all these hearts he collects?
Oh, wow. Are you saying that Jesus is the Jeffrey Dahmer of theology?
Oh man.
What is he doing with all these hearts?
He lures you in with his fucking magic water wine.
And you can get by with it because your whole set is that, if I said it, it would me off the stage.
That is hilarious. What is he doing with all these hearts? Oh my goodness. What is Jesus doing with all these hearts?
That's pretty funny.
I love just your first line, hello, white people.
Yeah.
Like anybody that can like raise the tension and break the tension at the same time. Because it's like right off the bat, it's sort of like letting them know the type of comedy that you're going to do. And then you go right into saying like, my mom's white, my dad's missing, like that. But like, it's like boom, boom, boom. Like you don't even give like us white people a chance to recover from the hello white people. You're just like, oh, it's mine. And then your dad's missing. It's like, oh, can I laugh at that? And then, yeah. But I like the parental sabbatical. But I would say like, just like, my mom's white, my dad, but, and my dad's missing. And then you said like, don't worry, he's not really missing. He's on a parent sabbatical. I would say like, cut that and just go, my mom's white, my dad's missing. He's on a parent sabbatical. Something like that to just like just quick it up a little bit. And when you were singing that song, the Kill Whitey song, did you say like that was that story was when you were a kid?
Yeah.
So you know how like little kids when they sing a song they're like running around and like skipping, like I would almost singing in like a little bit of like a little kid voice, and you're like skipping around like because the idea of like kill Whitey like can come out like very forceful, but you just take it the other way of like how you told me like you get weird with it. So it's like, is he pretending to be a little kid skipping and singing kill Whitey? Like
I would really love to hear a soft kill Whitey.
Yeah.
Right, that would be hilarious. A soft
can you
kill
give us
Whitey
one right now? Just a
kill Whitey, kill Whitey, die. Kill Whitey, die.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, great time we live in.
And then the only other one I had was at the end when you do all the songs, like just about every single time I was like thinking when you would start the song, and as soon as like the audience can recognize it, I would be like, cut it off right there. And like, that's your closer. But I liked how you brought it back to the story with the girl and everything. I would just maybe cut down on the songs a little bit, enough to like think like, at what point are people going to recognize what the song is? So that way you don't lose the joke. You don't lose the humor of it. Because it's like, you can go, it's like, instead of like boom, 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 it's boom, boom, boom coming at you like that. So if that makes sense.
Because I did this set Friday, and they start clapping during the middle of the T-Pain, and I really couldn't get to the rest of the joke because they were like they already knew who it was, and so I didn't know how to end it. And then it's the weirdest thing ever. When they got finished clapping, I finished the joke. When I was like, I could have just stopped it there.
Yeah.
So just cut it.
Like, what's the one where you said, like, where do you see my praise? So I forget what the words are before that, but it's like, da 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 da. Where do you see my praise?
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear. Let me tell you a little something that you really want to hear. Like the Yin Yang Twins, it's the whisper song about having sex.
Yep. Yeah, I recognize the song, but then it's because it's exactly the words. And then, where do you see my praise? Where do you see my? All right, everybody, I'm Josiah. Like, that's how I kind of heard it in my mind.
Yes, I could do that.
Yeah,
like fade it out because they already know the song.
Yep. And so now and then the other thing is every time they hear that song now, they're going to re-sing the words that you came up with, and that helps them keep you in their mind, something like that. So
cool, appreciate that.
Yeah, and I like how you laugh at your own jokes every once in a while. I like certain comedians do that, and I'm like, why are you laughing? Like, we're not laughing, but like we kind of like chuckle, but you kind of laugh, and it kind of like pulls us into like, okay, this is actually funny. It reminds us, I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So anybody have any other comments for Josiah before we wrap up? Perfect. This has been the workshop, everybody. Thank you so much. It's been great meeting all of you guys. We're, of course, going to do the whole add each other thing on all the socials. And people at home, please do follow us on all the social media thingies out there, all the platforms, etc. And we will post all of ours on the actual video for this show. So please do check in there. And, follow, blah, blah, blah. We're just trying to make our, dreams happen. That's just how it works sometimes. Just remember, when in need, refer to strange pluralizations like a murder of crows or a glitter of gays, or maybe even a trauma of diarrhea. Because in a game of plop, plop, cry, no one's getting out unscathed. It's my time, guys. Thanks very much. I'm Mike Payne. Talk to you later.